if I never started singing.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. You're very welcome to those of you who are here in the Charleville Park Hotel. To those of you who are watching via Zoom, good morning to you as well. My name is Jonathan Healy. I am the newly elected chairman of the IMNDA, so it's my pleasure to be here in that capacity. It is wonderful to be back in person. And I mean that most sincerely, because we've done our official AGM and we've tried to do this kind of AGM online, and it's just not the same, where we can't get people together and share experiences and meet each other and realise that despite this being an illness that affects individuals, there is a community of people right across this island, right around the world, who are sharing an experience, and it's important to realise that as well. You're never on your own. And the one thing about our organisation is that we want to make sure that that sense of isolation should never become part of your day-to-day life, because that's why we have our outreach in the community, and the main focus we have as an organisation going forward will be on supporting you in your home, making sure that you have the care and support you need, the integration you have into your community, and keeping you there is a priority for us moving forward. And we're going to talk a lot today about what we're doing as an organisation. We're going to hear from lots of different experts. We're going to hear about the latest research, the latest medicine, all of the things that you want to hear. So bear with us until we get to lunch. We've got some fantastic speakers, many of whom will be joining us remotely using our big novelty screen, and others will be with us here on stage. But it is my distinct pleasure to welcome, first of all, up to this, by the way, this is an Irish dancing stage that has been installed for the weekend. We didn't bring it with us. It has a good resonance of it. I won't be dancing. Lillian has promised to give us a few steps towards the end of the proceedings. But for now, will you please welcome the CEO of the IMNDA, Lillian McGovern.
Thanks, Jonathan. I feel I should start singing you a song now after such an introduction. Good morning, everybody. Very welcome to Charleville. My first time in Charleville. I don't know about the rest of you. I've been looking for the cheese. I haven't found it yet. But let's have a nice day today. And if I can just say to you, like, all our team are in lovely green T-shirts. Use the time to talk to people. Like, this is our opportunity to get to know you as well. So if you have any questions, or you want to chat about anything, all the girls are very happy to have a chat. I'm here for the day, so make yourself known and come and talk. I suppose, as Jonathan said, looking back on the last year, it's been quite an incredible year for us. The core of our work, as you know, are our nurses. I mean, really, it's the nurses that are the people that you engage with and the people that you receive the support from. And we know how much you appreciate that. And I suppose for us, it's about trying to build on that nursing service. And ideally, we'd like to have a nurse in every region. This year, we've appointed a new director of nursing, Naomi, who I see just coming through the door. And that, as Declan McDade said, puts good clinical governance on what we do, so that we know that we do things to the highest standards and that we do things in a uniform way. So it's a great privilege for us to be able to say that we have a leader among our nursing team who supports our nurses and looks after them as well. So we're delighted to have Naomi on board, and just welcome you to the team, Naomi. We've also recruited 2 nurses, and somebody made the point to me that Katie Kinsler unfortunately has left us, and I know how important Katie was in her region. And Katie has moved on to pastures, and we wish her all the very best. So we've got 2 new nurses. We've got Catherine, who's here. Catherine hails from Killarney. But as the Cork people keep telling me since last night, she's actually the Cork nurse. So I don't know how Cork people seem to think that the Killarney nurse is the Cork nurse, but believe you me, they genuinely do. And we've Maura Hayes, who isn't with us, but she comes to us from the Waterford Regional Hospital, having worked in neurology. So again, very experienced, understands MND, and will be a great asset to the organisation. So ideally, we'd like to have a nurse in every region. And what that does for our nurses is it means they can give you more time, because they have been trying to deal with very high numbers of caseloads. So if there's more nurses, they have more time to spend with the people in their own region. So we think that's a great development for the organisation. I think a lot of you might have seen our book outside, so we launched a book, Living with MND. Dr. Mary Murray edited for us, and all the people who give of their time professionally contributed to the book. So it's a really good asset. I think every family should have one there, whether it's your carer might need to read it or a family member. But it's a good tool to have to dip in and out as you feel you need. It's outside if you'd like to have it. I suppose the year's been an incredible year for fundraising, and while the fundraising in itself is hugely beneficial, and Alison spoke through the figures and the numbers, and they're kind of awesome when you look at them, really. But what it does also is it raises awareness of motor neuron disease, and I think you'll all agree over the last year we've probably heard a lot about MND, far more so than we may have in the years previous. And that's really important because it means that people get diagnosed earlier. GPs become more aware, it's on their radar. And there's more emphasis and focus on new treatments and cures. And even in the last week, we've all been bombarded with news from other countries about new drugs, new therapies, new things coming along. So the more that people speak about it and the more it's in people's minds, the better it is for people with MND. So in a sense, for all the people who did community fundraising around the country and for all the people who did big events for us, they were actually raising awareness, which, you know what, you really can't buy. You really can't buy. I suppose really over the last year, the Climb with Charlie event, I think for us as a team, probably was the one initiative that took our time and that really inspired us in terms of what people were able to do. So 3.4 million was raised from it. Schools got involved, colleges got involved, individuals climbed mountains, corporates got involved, big donors, lots of money came from lots of different places. And I suppose we were all inspired by Charlie and Claire and their will to want to do something and reach out that hand of friendship. And by golly, did people reach it out. And in spades, I think, the goodwill came back from it. So as a result of that, we conducted a survey. And like with the Ice Bucket Challenge a number of years ago, we'll only spend the money in a way that you tell us that it should be spent. So we conducted the research and amazed by the response. And I'm sure many of you here in the room and many who are online also contributed to the survey. And really what came back was the key things that are important to people are nursing service, equipment, and home care grants. They were the real key things. So without a doubt, that's what we're about. They're the things that we will be delivering on. In addition, people asked and said, yeah, this whole voice banking thing now that we know about, and again, I think credit to Charlie, he raised the whole awareness around voice banking. And you said, yeah, we'd like to know more about this, and we'd like it available if we can have it. You raised issues about transport. So people have a lot of problems and issues around getting to appointments, getting to where they need to get to in Dublin, Cork or Galway. And we'd like some help with transport. So we're taking that on board. And likewise, people said research is very important. And we want to make sure that we're contributing to research. And we will take that on board. So what we've done with our share of Climb with Charlie's money is we've established the Charlie Bird Development Fund. And really what it's going to do for us is, it's going to allow us to do, in the next number of weeks and months, what it would probably take us 5 years to do if we didn't have the money. So we will take all the gaps that you've told us, and we will enhance all those grants and aid. And everything that you've said that you need help with, we'll put a programme in place. So I'm not going to go into the detail in terms of what that involves, but we will write to you over the coming weeks and months and say, here's a new service we're going to be offering. We're also going to start focusing on our carers and say carers need some help too, and maybe respite for carers is on the priority list. So I'd ask you just to bear with us. The survey's really only been completed in the last couple of weeks, and we've kind of been digesting it, saying, okay, how will we roll this out? But I can guarantee you that all of the money raised from Climb with Charlie will go directly back to help people and their families with MND. So I suppose, as a thanks to Charlie and Claire, we really are indebted to what they've managed to do for us. So I suppose the next thing is the conference. The first speakers that we have are our colleagues from motor neuron disease in the UK. And they're very happy to share their knowledge and skills. And one of the areas that they worked on with the support of, big companies like Dell, Intel, Rolls-Royce, really impressive companies, was around this whole area of voice banking. And it's going to become big news, and it's going to go around the world. And we're really delighted that they've sort of said, as our closest neighbours, that they're very happy to share that with us. So I think you'll be really interested in it. This is technology now at its best, and this is really good advancement. And for all of us, we should be really interested in it. So I suppose I'll say we'll open the conference. Have a lovely morning. I really look forward to talking to people, as many as we can, during the day. And do come and talk to us. Do come and make yourselves known. We haven't seen people for so long. We really need to now put the names to the faces and get to know people again. So enjoy the morning. Enjoy the morning.
Thank you, Lillian. Thank you, Lillian. Much appreciated.